Welcome back, hackers. All right, let's cut the crap. The US-China trade war. For years, they've been feeding us lines about tariffs, GDP, fair trade, blah, blah, blah. Sound familiar? The usual political noise trying to explain away the absolute chaos that rocked the global economy. But here's the kicker, the part they conveniently leave out. They lied. Or, at best, they spun a story so full of holes, it makes Swiss cheese look solid. Yeah! Beneath all the economic jargon and the finger pointing, there's a psychological battlefield. It's about exploiting the glitches in your brain. The same biases and emotional triggers that make you make dumb decisions sometimes, but on a global trillion-dollar scale. Today, we're ripping the lid off. We're exposing the hidden psychology, the mind games behind the US-China trade war chaos. You ready for the red pill? Let's go. Segment number 1, how the chaos kicked off. The quick and dirty. Okay, quick rewind. How did this dumpster fire start? Around 2018, Trump's US starts throwing punches. Claims China's playing dirty, stealing tech, running up the score unfairly. Boom! Massive tariffs on Chinese goods. China flips the bird, boom! Hits back with tariffs on US stuff. It becomes this endless cycle of, you hit me, I hit you harder. Escalation City. They signed a weak-ass Phase 1 deal, but it was like putting a band-aid on a bullet wound. The chaos engine kept running. Segment number 2, forget econ 101. This is brain hacking. So why couldn't these global giants just chill the F out? Why the addiction to conflict? This is where the official story falls apart. The real answers aren't just in spreadsheets, they're inside our skulls. Behavioral economics pulls back the curtain. It shows that leaders, presidents, dictators, they're just humans. They make irrational calls all the time, driven by ego, fear, and dumb mental shortcuts. And these aren't just mistakes. These psychological flaws become weapons in the trade war arsenal. Check this out. Segment number 3. Secret number 1. Weaponizing your fear of loss. Loss aversion. Ever freak out more about losing $50 than you feel good about finding $50? That's your brain's loss aversion kicking in. Losing sucks psychologically like twice as much as winning feels good. How's it weaponized? Leaders hammer the idea of potential losses. We're losing jobs. Our country is being robbed blind. This fear becomes the perfect excuse for aggressive moves like insane tariffs, even if it screws over their own consumers. Team USA constantly framed the trade deficit as America losing bigly. That we're getting screwed narrative? Pure psychological manipulation to justify a trade war. Segment number 4, secret number 2, the framing game, how they spin you, framing effect. This is manipulation 101, the framing effect. How you say something totally changes how people hear it. The US framed tariffs as patriotic duty, making America great again, protecting our workers. Sounds awesome, right? But it's just a tax hike, dude. China framed their retaliation as standing up to a bully, defending our sovereignty, fighting unfairness. Sounds noble, right? Again, just more tariffs. They choose their words carefully like marketing guys to sell you on their side of the fight. It's a perception game designed to bypass your critical thinking. Segment number 5, secret number 3, getting anchored to dumb ideas, anchoring bias. Our brains latch onto the first piece of info we get like a damn anchor. That's anchoring bias. In the trade war, the first demands and tariff numbers thrown out were ridiculously high and aggressive. Those numbers became the anchors. What happened? Negotiations stalled. It was impossible to back down significantly from those insane starting points without looking weak. They anchored themselves into a corner. Smart or just stupidly stubborn? Segment number 6, secret. Number 4, the gambler's fallacy, going all in to not lose. Prospect theory. This one's scary. Prospect theory shows we hate losing so much that when we think we're about to lose, we make crazy high-risk bets just to avoid admitting defeat. US leaders might have thought, if we don't go hard on China now, we lose our global standing. So they rolled the dice on a potentially catastrophic trade war. China thought, if we just take this, we look weak and lose face. So they doubled down on retaliation, risking further escalation. It's like a bad poker player losing big, then betting the house on one last hand just to avoid the feeling of losing. It's reckless, ego-driven, psychological self-destruction on a global scale. Segment number 7, how Team USA played the mind games. So, the US playbook included fear-mongering, screaming about a massive loss from the trade deficit, hero framing, selling the America First protection narrative, high anchors, setting unrealistic demands to seem tough but stalled talks, and maybe some overconfidence, thinking a trade war was easy to win. Big mistake. Segment number 8, how China fired back with psych warfare. China wasn't playing checkers either. Loss aversion based on pride. Refusing to look weak. National faces everything. Victim or defender framing, painting the US as the aggressor. Defensive anchoring, sticking to the economic guns. And calculated risk, using non-tariff tactics too, showing they had other ways to inflict pain. Segment number 9, you paid the price. How this mess hit your wallet. So who actually got screwed by all these elite mind games? You did. We did. Everything got expensive. Tariffs mean higher import costs. Companies didn't just eat that. They passed it on. You paid more. Market chaos. Uncertainty screws with businesses. Investment stalls. Maybe jobs get shaky. Your 401k might have taken a hit. Blind allegiance? Did you find yourself hating products from the other side just because the news told you to? That's the framing and nationalism working. Segment number 10, bonus fuel. Blind nationalism and trust issues. The sight games get amplified by tribalism, aka nationalism, and zero trust. Leaders whip up national pride, making you feel like you're personally attacked if the country is criticized. Makes compromise impossible, and the mistrust is insane. Every move is seen as hostile. How can you make a deal when you think the other guy is always out to screw you? Segment number 11, what the real experts say. Forget the political spin. Actual economists, the non-partisan ones, mostly agree. Yeah, American consumers paid for the tariffs. China didn't magically absorb it. Yeah, businesses in both countries got hammered. Yeah, global supply chains got wrecked and are still messed up. Yeah, it slowed down the entire global economy. Nice job, guys. Segment number 12, the long-term damage and what we learned the hard way. This chaos isn't over. The fallout is real and lasting. World trade got rewired. Countries are scrambling to not rely solely on the US or China. More fragmentation. There's the tech wars. China's pushing hard on its own tech. Less global cooperation. Our habits changed. We might be stuck being more price conscious, or maybe more nationalistic in our buying, and maybe a new Cold War. The US-China relationship is fundamentally changed. Intense competition is the new normal. The lesson? Official narratives are often bullshit. Economics gets hijacked by flawed human psychology all the time. Understanding these biases is your shield against manipulation. Conclusion. So did they lie? Maybe not with every single word, but they sure as hell didn't tell the whole story. They exploited our mental glitches, they framed the narrative to suit their egos and agendas, and the result was global economic chaos. This trade war is exhibit A for how psychology becomes a weapon. It's crucial to see it, not just in politics, but everywhere. What do you think? Does this explanation make sense? What other hidden factors are at play? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's debate. If this blew your mind or pissed you off, smash that like button. Share it so others wake up, and sub for more truth bombs exposing how the world really works. Thanks for watching. Question everything. Don't get played. Peace out.